If the Buffalo Bills miss the playoffs this season, there is going to be, actually, let's take it one step further. Let's say the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs. They beat the Miami Dolphins. They are the second seed. They play the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. They lose that game. If that happens, Sean McDermott is out of town. Stephon Diggs is probably out of town, right? There's going to be some major shakeup happening in Buffalo land, in Buffalo, New York, in Bills Mafia, if the Buffalo Bills do not make a deep playoff run. Simple as that. If they do not make a deep playoff run, Sean McDermott's gone. Stephon Diggs is gone. There's going to be a major shakeup. Von Miller's probably in jail for beating his pregnant wife. So, guys, this is not an overreaction. If the Buffalo Bills don't make a deep playoff run, Sean McDermott's tenure is done. Stephon Diggs' tenure is probably done as well. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? If the Buffalo Bills do not make a deep playoff run, meaning they have to win their first round game and then be competitive in the divisional round to whoever they play, whether it's the Chiefs or the Jaguars or the Miami Dolphins, they have to be competitive. Is Sean McDermott gone? Caroline says they need to start throwing the ball more to Travis, but they need to start using Travis more to do the Chiefs. We'll talk about the Chiefs more later. Refs chuck, period. Yada, yada, yada. John says the Texans will beat the Colts. We'll be talking about that tomorrow or Thursday, whatever day I decide to do it. Like I said, 4 back-to-back Super Bowl losses, 2 for the Buffalo Bills. And then Caroline says it's an underreaction. I think because they should get rid of him and get somebody new anyhow. So Caroline agrees with me. She thinks if the Buffalo Bills don't make the playoffs or lose in the first round, Sean McDermott's out of town. Guys, I feel like kind of since the infamous 13 seconds with the Kansas City Chiefs, was that 3 years ago now? It seems like forever ago. That Sean McDermott's kind of been on the hot seat. Stephon Diggs has kind of been at this simmering, boiling pot of water, right? Playoffs lose, it gets turned up a little bit. He starts to boil, starts to go over the top a little bit, but then they put the lid on it. They win some games, they calm down, everything goes back to summer. He takes the lid off, it starts to simmer again, starts to boil again. I think this is the year this is the year that the bubbles are at the bottom, just starting to roar, right? Starting to do that spinning, right? And if they lose first round, miss the playoffs, there's going to be no turning back at that point. It doesn't matter how much you try to put the lid on, turn the heat down, whatever. The boil has started and is going to erupt at some point. Jim Powell says only if Mark Levy is still available. Who is Mark Levy? I don't know who Mark Levy is. Is he the new? No, Joe Brady's the new offensive coordinator. Who is Mark Levy, Jim? Marv Levy. I don't know who Marv Levy is. Is Marv the guy from Home Alone? I don't know who Marv Levy is, right? And typical Bills management is half-assed. So then Jim asks the question, is Josh Allen the guy? Or is Josh Allen another Pickett in Pittsburgh? Josh Allen is a very, very good quarterback. I believe in the YouTube comments, somebody said Josh Allen is just a drunken uncle at a birthday party and he shows out when he wants to. True. But if I'm not mistaken, Josh Allen leads the NFL in quarterback or in touchdown passes and rushing touchdowns in the last 4 or 5 years, right? More than Lamar Jackson, more than Jalen Hurts, more than Dak Prescott, more than Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen scores the ball a lot. One of the fundamental flaws about the Buffalo Bills is they get really hot and then they're really bad. Their floor is so low that they're like a D+ team at best. But when they're good, they're an A+ team, Super Bowl caliber team. So I don't think Josh Allen goes anywhere. he has a pretty he just signed a pretty big deal a couple years ago, right? So they still have at least 3 or 4 years left on his deal. And getting a franchise quarterback nowadays is so hard, right? Just because coaching has been so overlooked, as when you draft a quarterback, you expect him to be NFL ready. That is why Zach Wilson has failed in the NFL. That is why other players, Kyler Murray has failed in the NFL. I mean, Kyler Murray really hasn't failed, but he's, you guys get what I'm saying. There's no development in the quarterback room anymore, right? You draft a guy, you expect Michael Penix Jr. to come in and be our guy. You expect Caleb Williams to come in and be our guy, right? You expect Mac Jones to come in and be our guy.